Let me tell you straight away, love, I didn't dub myself the baby whisperer. One of my clients did. It's a lot better than some of the other affectionate names parents have come up with, names like the witch, which is a bit too scary, the magician, which is too mysterious, or the hog, in which case I fear they have my appetite in mind as well as my last name. So the baby whisperer I have become. I have to admit I kind of like it because it does describe what I do. Perhaps you already know what a horse whisperer does, or possibly you've seen the movie of the same name. If so, you might remember how the Robert Redford character dealt with the wounded horse, advancing towards him slowly and patiently, listening and observing, but respectfully keeping his distance as he pondered the poor beast's problems. Don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing newborns to horses, but it's pretty much the same with me and babies. Despite the fact that parents think I have some special gift, there's really nothing mysterious about what I do, nor is it a talent that only certain people possess. Baby whispering is a matter of respecting, listening, observing, and interpreting. You can't learn it overnight. I've watched and whispered to over 5,000 babies. But any parent can learn. Every parent must learn. I understand infants' language, and I can teach you the skills you'll need to master it too. I'm a British-trained registered nurse, nanny, and midwife. I also trained in hypnotherapy and special education. In London and in India, where I worked for the World Health Organization, I specialized in children with learning disabilities, as well as physical handicaps, children who often had no means of communication. Well, that's not quite true. Like babies, they had their own way of conversing. It was the sort of non-verbal communication expressed through their cries and body language. To help them, I had to learn to understand their language and to become their interpreter. Caring for newborns, many of whom I brought into the world, I came to realize that I could comprehend their non-verbal language too. So when I came here from England, I specialized in infant care. I worked as a nanny for a couple in New York and in Los Angeles, most of whom saw me as a cross between Mary Poppins and Daphne, the character on Frasier. Apparently her accent, at least to American ears, sounds just like my Yorkshire burr. I showed these new mums and dads that they too could whisper to their babies, learn to hold back a bit, and read the little ones, and once they knew what the problem was, calm them. I shared with these mums and dads what I believe all parents must do for their babies, give them a sense of structure, and help them become independent little beings. I also began to promote what I've come to call the whole family approach. Little ones need to become part of the family rather than the other way round. If the rest of the family, parents, siblings, even pets are happy, then the baby will be content too. My beeper rings all day long and sometimes in the middle of the night with desperate calls such as these. Tracy, how come Chrissy seems hungry all the time? Tracy, why does Jason smile at me one minute and burst out crying the next? Tracy, I don't know what to do. Joey's been up all night crying his head off. Tracy, I think Ricky's carrying the baby around too much. Would you tell him to stop? Believe it or not, after 20-odd years of working with families, I can often diagnose problems over the phone, especially if I've already met the baby. So far, I haven't found a baby I don't understand, nor a problem I can't make better. My clients often say, Tracy, you make it look so easy. The truth is, for me it is easy, because I connect with infants. I treat them as I would any human being, with respect. That, my friends, is the essence of the whispering I do. Every baby is a person who has a language, feelings, and a unique personality, and therefore deserves respect. People tend to speak over babies' heads, sometimes acting as if the infant isn't even there. I often hear parents or nannies say, the baby this or the baby that. That's so impersonal and disrespectful. It's as if they're talking about an inanimate object. Even worse, they tug and pull at the sweet darling without a word of explanation, as if it's an adult's right to violate an infant's space. That's why I suggest drawing an imaginary boundary around your baby, a circle of respect beyond which you cannot go without asking permission or telling your baby what you're about to do. Even in the delivery room, I immediately call babies by their rightful names. I don't think of that little being in the crib as the baby. Why not refer to an infant by a proper name? When you do, you tend to think of her as the tiny person she is, not a helpless blob. The secret of baby whispering involves remembering that your infant is always listening